magazine, think you saved the hair still spinning. She love free fast, so nice, I'm grinning. The bitch so fine, oh my ridiculous. Vaseline for the paper chase. Music scene is my saving grace. Still spinning. I lost my mind, I'm fine, I'm living. You touch my bro, spill wine, you're tripping.
Yes, guys, yes, people, we are back. It's another live stream, another video, same time, same place, same channel. And we started off our pre-season with a win, 2-1 against Club America. Oh, I am absolutely exhausted from that game. I actually barely got any sleep after that. I can't even get into it too deep. But big up everyone that's locked in. Smash the like and subscribe button. Let's try and get to 500 likes by the end of this video. Let me know you guys' thoughts on the Chelsea Club America game. We're going to delve into it for a little bit before we go into some of the transfer news. And then, as usual, we'll throw the link out to everyone. Path saying, what happened to Colwell? Colwell had an injury, so he wasn't actually skipping training and being pissy about his position or anything like that. Yeah, let's get into it. Big up everyone that's locked in. Nims, Harry. See Jesters in the comment section. Big up my guy. Liam Lane, Satimo Werner. I know you're in a good position after yesterday. I said, even Reece James has more goals than Darwin Noodles. You love to see it. Slander coming in early. Sparrow London, Brian Manrique, Big Ron, Concierge of Crime. Big up everyone that's locked in. We got over 100 of you guys in here. Let's try and get to 100 likes. Also, check out Jerseys FC for all your best and most legitimate football kits, like the shirt that I'm wearing here as well. The new home kit as well for the giveaway is going to be coming from there too, so check it out. Check out the Concrete Jungle freestyle as well. I keep forgetting about that one. Check it down in the description below. And let's get into it. Sorry, guys, if I'm a little bit slow. I have had barely any sleep, so you guys are going to need to work with me on that. Chelsea versus Club America. Just said my ad didn't come out. Oh, that is long if that didn't happen, but is what it is. There was positives and negatives from this game. Same thing as always. I don't want to be too negative coming out of it because it is just the first preseason game, but there was a lot of positives. I thought Ethan Ampadu looked very composed and matured beyond his age. Some of his long passes were absolutely ridiculous. Conor Gallagher, like, we could just get into that as it stands. He was brilliant. That first half, he was man of the match by a mile. Did have a few awkward moments at first, and it's kind of due to playing in the pivot with Barkley, and his lack of positional awareness is going to create that little bit of awkwardness between them two in the pivot. But when he was on the ball, for the most part, he impressed. I thought his reading and understanding of when to intercept was brilliant. When he broke forward with an intensity and an understanding of where to go. Should have had an assist as well. Like, I'll be real. He put a ball on a plate for Kai Havertz, and he really should have buried it. But he played really well. Ross Barkley, like I said, positionally could have been a little bit better, but on the ball, he did have some bright sparks. Trevor Chalobah did well with the ball at his feet. There was some good progressive passes from him. Thiago Silva was just Thiago Silva. Barely put a foot wrong for the time he spent on the pitch. Malang Sarr did get caught out of position a few times. Same as Ben Chilwell, really. But again, I don't really want to be too negative. Up front, I thought Kennedy looked really good, especially in the first 15-20 minutes. Should have scored as well. Had one of our best chances in the first half. And was decent in build-up play. I thought he was pretty good. Who else was in the team? Dewan Danzo says Cho looks slow as hell in person. Cho, I didn't even notice. I'll be real. He had like a couple of touches in the game, and other than that, it was like wherever he was, it wasn't where the ball was being played. Like, he was on the right-hand side when the ball was being played the majority of the time on the left, and vice versa as well. Ziyech, I thought, pressed well. There was some pretty good moments of play from him too. Like, he nearly scored a banger towards the end of the first half. I saw one where he flicked it over one of the other players and nearly buried it but mishit it. Who else? Kai Havertz. I thought Havertz's movement was good. I thought he got himself into good positions, and that was really good for us in terms of progressive plays. But the end product just still really lacked. And like I said earlier, he should have had a goal. Conor Gallagher put a brilliant ball on a plate for him, and the guy just skied it. If that was a shot, if it was a Werner shot, we would be absolutely ripping into him. And it's an aspect of his game that he has to improve on. I've been saying it enough times on these streams. I don't want to say too much about it because, again, I don't want to be too negative. It is only pre-season. I don't want to be sitting here ripping into players like that. But his performance was exactly the same things I've been criticizing him for the last few weeks. Second half, though, all change in the Chelsea lineup. And we took a lot more control of the game. Jorginho instantly was just intercepting everything for fun. And then he got the assist for the second goal for Mason Mount too, who also absolutely balled out in the midfield. And by the way, the finish was just unbelievable from him. Brilliant finish. Timo Werner as well with the first goal. Looked energetic. I mean, looked very match sharp. Same for the likes of, I think, Reece James and Conor Gallagher. They look like our sharpest players personally. But all in all, good performance. Bit iffy at times in the first half. We struggled to get into some rhythm, even though we did still dominate in terms of possession. And yeah, I guess that's all you can really take from a 2-1 win. Let's be real. You're facing a Club America side who are already halfway through the season. They're already going to be a lot more match sharp. And we did well. We did really well. Dag, I seen your message. I'll send you the link in about 20 minutes when I throw the link out to everybody. And I said anxiety every time Saul was on the ball. He did have some good moments, couple decent recovery tackles, but again, if you're doing recovery tackles, you've already been caught out of position. I don't know, like, we already know we're not too keen on Malang Sarr in the first place, so I don't want to be too harsh, and I don't want to get at a lot of players for the first pre-season game. Like, it's pre-season. There's no need to run slander or anything too much. We can be objective and we can criticize where criticism is due, but I'm not going to start raging at players' performances on their first game back. But I understand what you're saying. Catman says Kai needs to work on his thing. Yes, 100%. If we're going to have him as our starting number 9, chances like that one the first half, you got to at least put it on target. Like, that miss was unbelievable. But again, the movement was good. He did get himself in some nice positions. I do think there was other times as well where he was let down by the fact that there just wasn't really a lot of players around him. But whenever he got the ball, he just seemed to either lose possession or be caught offside or that initial first chance. Frustrating first half for him is what it is. Nicholas says there's no agenda. Cho has had many chances. We should sell him. Let's be real about it. I don't think it'd be worth selling without a loan first, because I do still think even if you loan him out, at the least you can get some more value for him because of the experience. But I could understand fans being done with the patience for Hudson-Odoi. It is his 4th season at Chelsea. I don't blame people for running out of time and patience with him. It is what it is. Razor, he skied it. He skied it, let's be real. So Timo Werner says, imagine us controlling a game when Jorginho comes on. Fancy that. Let me not say too much, because again, people just say that I'm running my agendas. Apparently, we need to sell Jorginho. Apparently, we need to get rid of him, even though there's like literally no one else in our team that can play that role to the level that Jorginho does. Doesn't make sense. C1, yeah, I'll send you a link as well in a little bit too. Jorginho and Ampadu were class. Like, Ampadu was unbelievable. And with the situation with Kounde and Kimpembe that I'm going to talk about later as well, we should be looking at keeping at least one of Ampadu and Colwell, because I don't think it's likely we get both of them. And I think we got to put our stock in one or the other. And I don't even think Kimpembe is that likely now, just based off what I'm hearing. But I'll delve into that in a couple minutes. We got over 250 of you guys in here, and we have only 73 likes, which, guys, you already know it's not good enough. So run up the likes, people. Mayzap says, talk about the own goal. So don't really know what to say in terms of the own goal, except, boy, I was looking forward to Chelsea coming back, and within one moment of play, I was like, yep, okay, this is just the same Chelsea team from April. Dominate possession, dominate the opposition, be absolute trash up front, and then just have a bozo moment at the back. But we turned it round. Yeah, Jorginho was mad. In the first 5 minutes, he was just everywhere. Anytime I saw Club America on the ball, he was just swiping possession. The entire time. It was mad. But one Danzo says Batshuayi was so... I didn't know what more I should have expected, in all honesty. Like, after the first start from Kai, I was sitting there like, we might actually have to bring on Batshuayi. And then we brought on Batshuayi, and then you just remember why Batshuayi never made it at this club. And is what it is. If that's gonna be our starting three attackers, Batshuayi, Kai, and Timo Werner, God help us. God help us. This is why I'm saying, like, I don't get why people were turning their noses up at Ronaldo. Like, Ronaldo don't bury every single one of those chances. Or Lewandowski. Like, it doesn't make sense. Hey, you guys are in for a treat in about 15 minutes. Jesters will be listing the dead ballers from last night's match. There's going to be whipping out a list longer than Jericho's list of 1,000 holds, but it's all mad. Krager says, do we really care, though? Not necessarily. Like, I'm just assessing it how I see it, but it's only our first game back from preseason. That's why I'm not being too critical. I'm not coming with a lot of energy about it. Also, I don't have a lot of energy right now. I'm utterly exhausted. But exactly the point. It's only our first game of preseason. Be objective, be critical, but, like, there's no need to have energy about it. It really isn't. Just call it how you see it. I say first game or 50th game, Havertz sees a bag that. Yeah, I get it. I get it. But it is also just the first game. So, like, I'll give the benefit of the doubt in that regard. But it is still just more the same that we've seen. Is what it is. Jester says, sell to Newcastle for 30 mil. You must be talking about Cho. And after that performance, I don't know what to say. Like, everyone was saying, beware of Cho and shit like that. This is going to be his breakout season. Now, I want to see it as well, but I barely even saw him last night. Barely even saw him. There's like a couple touches, a nice little 1-2 with Ben Chilwell, and then he was off at halftime. That was it. It's a preseason game. Fans are so reactionary and not. Hey, let's not like your fan base isn't pulling out like OG prime Mourinho ball defensive work to try and defend Darwin Núñez after like 2 preseason games. Let's not do that. Again, people will say it's agenda, but again, that's why I don't want to go too deep into it, because people will just say it's an agenda talking again, and it's not. It really isn't. Alonso was amazing when he came on. He did get into the right positions. I think he was unlucky a little bit with the end product, but again, first game, he did look a bit energetic. I'm just going to be happy with that. What's with the clumsiness in defense, man? We need better defenders, and that's not even in terms of Reece James. I think he just had a howler moment, and it is what it is. He can easily recover from something like that, but it is just a recurring pattern. Like that Reece James own goal, I saw Asby nearly do the exact same thing on the last game of the season against Watford. And then we remember the Everton game as well, just before that. It's like, come on, why are we having so many bozo moments at the back? It's starting to become a regular occurrence. But again, first game back, I need to keep throwing that disclaimer for everything I say, because I don't want to come across as too reactionary. And I don't want you guys to come across as too reactionary either. Guys, again, run up the likes. Subscribe to the channel as well. If you guys want to guarantee that we'll see your comments and put it up, drop a super chat as well. Any amount is all good, but you already know it helps the channel. Pokudoku says Mount in the midfield is different. This is why, like, I didn't really slander him too much as an attacker, because he's not an attacker. He's a midfielder that we play in attack. When you put him back into the 8, he is a different player. He looks so much more comfortable. You push him deeper, which gets the best out of him from a situational perspective. And even then, he got the winning goal. Like, couldn't complain. Couldn't complain at all. Yeah, you know what? Let's do the Kimpembe and Kounde stuff before I send the link out to everybody. Before that, is there anything else I've missed out? All right, cool. Kimpembe and Kounde. So I saw this article from Ben Jacobs saying Chelsea will have more Kimpembe and Kounde talks next week. Personal terms are not a guarantee with Kimpembe, who is settled in Paris. Gaultier has told Kimpembe it's his decision, even if a fee is agreed. Chelsea currently view PSG's 50 million price tag as too high. Big week ahead of negotiations for Chelsea to understand whether Kimpembe can be got at closer to market value and a realistic chance of deal. Told Kimpembe is intrigued by a Chelsea move more so than Juventus, but Gaultier has made it clear he's not surplus to requirements at PSG. Kounde transfer all depends on Sevilla, who are hoping for a bidding war. Chelsea have actually never walked away, but are also reluctant to pay the 69 million release clause or close. Barcelona and others are circling too. I think Man City also have some interest in him. Chelsea's last trip to Seville didn't provide a breakthrough. Now, we're in talks for both of them, but let's be real, we're going to need to fork out the cash for at least one, and I think it's going to be a case where we only get one as opposed to the other. Looking at this Kimpembe deal, like, he's intrigued by Chelsea more than Juventus, but he's happy at PSG. He's happy staying in Paris, and PSG have a price tag that Chelsea aren't willing to reach. And here's the thing. We could say we could negotiate and see whether PSG could lower it or not, but what we need to realize is, why would they? They have no need to do it. Like, Gaultier has told him he's not surplus to requirements. He's a key member of the squad. They're not in any reason to sell him. They're PSG. They don't need the money. So why would they need to sell him for less than what they're asking for? This is my problem. So on Kimpembe, I do think it's a little bit unlikely. I think we should just turn our focus to Jules Kounde. Makes more sense, and we've taken way too long in this deal anyway. This is something that could have been done a year ago. This is something that could have been done a month ago. And I don't blame Sevilla as well trying to start a bidding war, and God knows if Barcelona even have the money to compete. I know there's some interest from Man City as well, but maybe that would have cooled off now that we've dropped our Nathan Ake interest. So, to me, I think it'd be much better for us to put all of our stocks in Kounde. Kounde clearly wants to move. Kimpembe is more like, I'm not really too sure. Like, I wouldn't mind going to Chelsea, but I'm happy to stay at PSG, and I like staying at Paris. Kounde is just, I want to move. I've wanted to move for a year. Why haven't you lot made a move yet? Like, we're going to have to put a lot into one of these centre-backs. You might as well put it into Jules Kounde. He's going to be more versatile. I think he's younger as well, and he's more willing to push to join. Like, we're taking way too long in this regard, personally. Like, just get Kounde across the line. I think Kimpembe is unlikely, but there will still be talks. But I'd be very surprised if PSG lower their valuation. We're going to have to go up to 50 million if we want to make that. And that's up to Chelsea. That's up to Thomas Tuchel if they want to do that. Aspi as well to Barcelona, I'm seeing is getting closer. That's been said by Rashad Rahman. And again, that would have to deal with Kounde coming in first to trigger Azpilicueta being allowed to leave. So it's a domino effect in that regard. But let me know you guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. Who would you prefer, Kimpembe or Kounde? Like, to me, it's just Jules Kounde straight up. Hey, big up Peter. I'm going to throw you the link as well if you want to. I'm going to send the link out in a few minutes. And big up Daniel as well, the newest member of the channel. Big up yourself, my guy. Always appreciate you guys helping to donate to the channel. Much appreciated. Matthias Nunes links again. I haven't seen anything with that. Let me have a look. And I just lost it. Can't be bothered. Alright, cool. Perfect. Tom Curry says, Lewis, have you seen a video where Raheem Sterling doesn't sign the City shirt? Yeah, it's not even that deep. The City fans are like twisting their balls about it like it means anything. So why are you lot crying? What's even the point? It's not that deep. Man's won 4 league titles for you and you're debating whether he's a legend or not. It's pointless. Was there any other news? Because if not, I will just throw the link out. There we go. Oh, Terry just put out a video. I'll have a look at that on a later date. Or maybe someone will put a quote or two out into on the timeline or something like that. Yeah, let me throw the link out because like I'm already exhausted. Cool. Send it to Dag. We'll send it in the chat as well. Bear with me, people. And guys, also run the likes up. Let's try and get to 200. Cool. Yeah, that's everyone I should have sent it to. Well, Instagram as well. One sec. Bear with me, people. Like, this is a long part of the stream, but you guys already know who's coming in anyway. Cool. Perfect. One sec. Yes, guys. What's everybody saying?
Yeah, we're good, man.
Your boy scored last night.
Absolutely, yeah.
Timo Werner back then, or what?
Hey, easy, cowboy, easy. I'm not gonna get
Easy. I'm not the one. I'm not the one saying it. I just want to know if you are, innit?
No, I'm chill, man. Like, it is what it is, isn't it? Like, I'll tell you pre-season.
It is what it is, guys. Run up the likes as well. Again, we still have under 200, guys. Big up. Jesters, what are you saying, bro?
Yeah, it was nice to watch the team play again. The next one's Wednesday. I have to work and watch at the same time, so it was nice to sit back and relax and watch the game without having any distractions. First half, not much to say. We were pretty dreadful in certain areas.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of dead ballers in that team. And the second half, of course, they went to their backups as well, and we put on a stronger team, and we played much better, a lot quicker. First
a
half
lot
was
better in that second half.
Yeah, the first half was so lethargic and slow. Mount playing as a 6. Who could have ever thought that would work?
I mean, it's like the deeper you put Mason Mount, the better he becomes.
Yeah,
And even then at the 10, he's not been that bad.
I'm impressed with Gallagher, with all due respect.
Gallagher was good
Gallagher
the first
good.
half. Ampadu was good. His distribution was better than I thought from the back line. But
What do you think of Kennedy's performance?
I thought Kennedy was saucy in some areas, and then he just, I don't know, did he look like he's fully interested, or is he just fully interested sometimes when he's on the field?
I don't know. Like, I get what you're saying, because he did zone out a little bit towards the end of the first half, but the first 25-30 was brilliant from him.
Oh yeah,
I
thought he was good, but you have to put a consistent performance in. And
I think he was consistent in some ways, but part of it is just naturally him.
Well, and maybe it was because of who he was paired with. The forward line in the first half was quite dreadful.
Yeah, Ziyech I thought pressed decently at times.
But that's not what you're there to do.
Invisible, barely noticed him. Havertz I thought had good movement, but again the end product just wasn't really there.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, like the attack didn't really have too much.
Barkley was awful yesterday.
Yeah, he was pretty bad, and I think that put some stress on Connor, because Barkley was meant to play the same role as Mount in the second half, and he just stayed forward. He never came. He never wanted to come back.
He had some decent moments on the ball, but it's like the positional awareness is just he left Gallagher so exposed sometimes.
Yeah, he did. I'd like to see Mount and Gallagher in the midfield, so all the Cobham stands could at least be at half mast during a half football. You know.
Come on, preseason game, they're going to be more than half mast. They're seeing all their players.
Right, they might be full on Chubb working it. So it just might. But I'd love to see it, because I thought that Mount's ball movement from deep was much better. Apparently, you give the guy more space, a little bit deeper, he can see more, and he's able to distribute the ball a lot better from that position. And it was, look, that performance was what you want from that position, and it's something that I've been saying for a long time. You don't get from Kovacic. You don't get that goal from Kovacic.
No, the second one.
Well, yeah, Mount's goal. You don't get that from Kovacic.
Yeah, we've said the final ball from both Kovacic and N'Golo could do a lot.
But that's a missing piece of the offense, is having somebody outside the box who's a threat, who you have to actually go out and mark and close down.
That's why Mount was so good when we played in that 4-3-3 under Lampard, because he could give you that goal threat.
Right, and you saw that last night where. Not saying Kovacic can't do that for all the Kovacic stands, but where he's been here for 3 years and he hasn't on a consistent basis. And if Mount can do the work that Kovacic does in between, maybe not as good, but at least up to standard, having that card to play in the midfield, if you're going to stay in the 3-4-3. I say, why not? Maybe that's why he bulked up, got a little bit stronger.
Yeah. What formation did we play yesterday?
It was a 3-4-3, but the center backs on one side were going a lot forward, a lot more. Because who'd you have at center back? You had Emerson in the second half, and he had a shot on goal. So he was a center back. So they played very high up the field, especially toward the end. So it is what it is. But
yeah, what I do want to hear though is what you said earlier. I want to hear the dead ballers list. Let's get into that.
Oh well, you got Callum Hudson-Odoi leading the list.
Imagine my shock.
Well, I'm sorry.
Nothing to be sorry about. He was invisible.
This kid is supposed to be the next big thing. Oh, it was injuries. Now he's back from injuries. He's had all this time off. He should be rested, ready to go. And I'm sorry. Before anybody brings him up, I'll bring him up. Christian Pulisic looks a lot more hungry and explosive in the game than did Callum Hudson-Odoi. If you want to make this team, if you want to put your stamp on it, you need to come out like a house on fire, like a freight train. He didn't. He was gone from. I forgot he was on the pitch for most of that half. He's dead baller number one. Dead baller number two, Ross Barkley. Any shock there?
Absolutely not.
Not really, nah.
Yeah. Going through
That's a throw at the Hazard Real Madrid diet. Can't be asked. CVA.
Look, he looked bigger, but he didn't look like he was any faster.
To be honest, do you think it's a fair point that him not playing for months with the Achilles injury could play an impact on his performance?
Of course.
No. All right, go on, Couch. Go into it.
No, I'm just saying, like, you can't expect somebody to just hit the ground running after having an injury like that. He hadn't played a lot of football. And I'm not making any excuses with the guy. I think he has a long way to go before we can actually get to a point where we can say that this guy is ready to play for Chelsea in that attacking position. But, I'm going to give him a bye just based on the fact that he hasn't played a lot of football recently, and unfamiliar side to begin with, too. So just got to give it time. Everything in time. This is always one game. No conclusions are going to be drawn after one game. We have to give it time.
It's always an excuse for this guy.
Yeah,
always an excuse.
I mean, you can't. Nobody can tell me when somebody is supposed to be, fit and recovered from an injury.
At least.
Do you want me to tell you someone else whose career is looking a lot like Cho's right now, bro?
Who?
Masunda.
Yeah.
His career is looking a lot like Cho's right now, bro.
Bro, Cho's is looking a lot like Masunda's.
That boy, I don't know, bro. It's time to just get rid, bro. There's no point in just sitting around. It's been 3 years since his injury. 3 years.
Has it really been 3 years? I don't think it's been 3 years.
We're still here giving him that same excuse.
Has it been 3 years or 2 years?
It's been 3.
2 years.
Since he suffered?
It was 19.
No.
It's been
late 2019 to 2020, 21. Yeah, nearly 3 years. Nearly 3 years.
That's mad.
Yeah.
That's a whole contract. That's literally a whole contract.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm not really willing to give up on the guy yet.
To me, it's still like the first preseason game, so I'm not gonna say too much. Like, I'm not gonna make any final decisions based off it.
Look,
but
I didn't
look great.
Come out and get a hat trick. Be interested. Do something.
I will agree with you on that. His energy levels didn't seem very high for me.
I'm sorry. You're supposed to be trying to stamp your place. What happened to all the Cobham kids? All this. Oh, we're gonna have this academy player. Not a damn.
Not
Sterling not there. Matson's not there. Caldwell not there. Gilmore not there.
Justin, you know what's gonna be funny? When we get to World Cup time and Cho's not even starting for Ghana.
Well, he won't be starting for Ghana.
Like, come on, bro. Like, it's getting ridiculous.
I mean, he was playing left.
Ridiculous.
They started him at left wing, which I thought he was playing at right wing back when I first saw the lineup come out. He played left wing and wasn't doing anything, and they moved him over to the right and put Ziyech on the left, and he still wasn't doing anything. It's like, come on, guy, this is for every player though. If you're out there trying to make the team and trying to show Tuchel, hey, this is why you need to pick me, give me more time. He failed at that.
Daniel, by the way, big up yourself. Much appreciated for the 10 subscriptions. Big up, my guy.
Oh, nice. Big up.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's worth it. I was just babbling on anyway.
No, it's all right. Cool. So now number 3, we got through Hudson-Odoi, Barkley. Who else we put in the dead ballers list?
Let's
Sarr.
see here.
Sarr was
Mitchie?
reckless sometimes.
Well, Mitchie
Oh, yeah.
Batshuayi would have to go
Michi
on
can
there.
roll in there.
I didn't think Sarr was that bad last night. Everybody's saying Sarr, but I didn't think Sarr was
No, I
that
think
bad.
it's just easy to go for Sarr. Like, there was a couple iffy moments, but that was about it. Like, let's not act like he had an absolute disaster class.
Right.
I mean, you can put him on there if you want to, because I don't see a future at the club for him anyway. But you can put Alonso on there. If he had any more speed, if that was Ben Chilwell in the second half, there would have been a goal from that position, because he was free
he
so
had
many
so much
times,
space. So much space. I'm surprised.
and
they
just so slow.
Well, I mean, every time we switched it to that flank, it seemed like he had acres of space to run into and like just did nothing with it. Like every time he got into that position, it's just, what are you doing? Okay, what are you going to do now? And then it was just turnover. I don't know. I wanted to see again. Like I'm the same opinion that I had with Cho. Like I want to see more from Chilwell. I want to see him combine on the left flank as well. I thought that he was a little bit lethargic on that flank as well. But again, he's coming back from the injury, so I don't expect him to be at his best.
Real quick, right? So everyone in the comments, I just want to know: is the haircut that Cho got the only thing that's giving y'all a hope that he's gonna do better? Because what has he shown to prove that he's gonna do better? The brother hasn't done. The brother hasn't done anything good in 2 years. Come on.
He's been eating that biscuits and gravy, is what he's been eating.
The glasses must be fogged up. Come on, y'all.
I don't know what to tell you,
It's
man.
the thing. Like I want to see Cho work, but like I've continuously run out of excuses so much, and it's just like don't really know what more to say on this regard. Like I don't know what he's bringing. It is only the first game. Again, I don't want to say too much, but it's like didn't see anything worth talking about except 1-1-2.
Again, for the people in chat that are talking about Chilwell and his speed, you didn't see him outrun like everybody on our left-hand side. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. I actually thought that he looked a little slow on that side. To be honest, I'm not. And again, I'm not making any definitive conclusions about who he is as a player at this point. But I just felt like coming back from injury, we were all excited about seeing him play again, and I was like, ooh, maybe he needs a little bit more time. You know, that's the impression I got. That's the impression I got.
He tore his ACL less than 8 months ago, guys. He does need more time.
I'm
shocked that he played yesterday.
That's true. Good point.
Yeah.
well, he played the last game of the season.
That's a shock too, Jester. That's a shock, though.
No,
Hello,
because
everybody.
What's up, Alex?
Big up, Alex.
his knee repair wasn't that significant.
It wasn't a fully torn ACL, but I mean, it's still.
By the way, I didn't see him skip a beat. I found it's like, for example, if it wasn't for ACL, I will still think that he did it well yesterday for compared to the first game of preseason.
Yeah, I didn't think he was bad compared.
I didn't think he was bad either. I thought he was like
it's the explosion, it's the acceleration, it's the ability to get forward. You know, like
about if he lost.
No, wingbacks. It's not about wingbacks going forward. I don't think Cho will go on forward. It wasn't because of him. It was because of the guy that go in front of him. Why would he go go higher if Cho was not up to speed?
I mean, if you watch what Reece James was doing on the other flank on the right, our wingbacks were extremely high the entire game.
Reece James,
Alonso.
No. I'm talking about who was beside Reece James.
Pulisic.
There we go.
Safe for that, Nim.
Yeah.
So what point are you making?
And Chilwell had Cho.
Yeah,
Cho was the one that actually. I'm saying.
He's the anchor. He's the anchor, right? He's pulling everybody down.
I'm saying the reason why he didn't do all the stuff that you expect him to do wasn't because he didn't do it because he was hurting or past injury. It's because the player in front of him didn't put him in a position to go overlap or go. He eventually adjusted to it and start not thinking go behind Cho. He starts shifting towards the middle.
Exactly.
But that's because Cho, not because of him. I think that's because of what's his name, Rich James. Rich James is just bombing because he knows the Pulisic is beside him. Plus, he has a better defender. I think
we can draw a lot of conclusions on that. I just think that he
Don't get me wrong.
He didn't show me enough to say like he needs more time. He needs more time.
Not at all.
I did not see the guy after injury of ACL yesterday. If that's what you think, what you saw, if that's you think that his performance yesterday based on ACL recovery, I didn't see that.
No, I don't think that I said anything about the ACL. I said that he's not really back up to speed, and it's because he hasn't played a lot of football, similar to Cho the last little while.
No, he was just trying to put Cho in with Chile.
There's a combination. The fullbacks are playing.
We're talking about fitness, really, right? We're talking about like fitness, right?
Yeah,
I'm not giving
like
any
even on the
excuses.
Cho. I'm not even on the Cho. For me, Cho is a different story. I think he makes. For me, what's frustrating about Cho, he makes those fake moves when you can see that those fake moves it's not going anywhere because there's the two defenders in front of him. But when there's only one defender, one versus one, he doesn't make those fake moves try to open up.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like he does it like when he knows, like for example, I don't know how to make sense of it, but he does those drop shoulders when he knows
the step over
before he's gonna go back with the ball.
He never goes.
Yeah.
Like
he goes backwards. He knows that he's gonna pass it backwards because there's no way he's going forward between those two defenders.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, but when you have to do it, like drop shoulders and that, when you have ability to do it because it was exposure, he doesn't do it. That's what's frustrating about it.
Yeah, you just want to see him take on guys more. But again,
breaking news: Reece James flips off camera in a nightclub.
Hey,
there's Feroz put out a picture of Mason Mount and Reece James posing for the camera. Reece James is flipping off the camera.
That was minerals.
Here, I'll put it in.
That was minerals, bro. I've seen that.
There you go.
It was minerals, man. Hella minerals.
It's in the chat.
It's in the Twitter chat.
Okay.
Yeah, Twitter chat. Man's with in it.
Lovely.
Yeah, I think that you can separate the Chile situation from the Cho situation. And then again, I thought Chilwell was fine. He didn't have anybody to play with on that side because I don't think Ziyech, other than the one free kick that he almost scored on. Other than that, I thought he was typical. Okay, you're going to do something. No, you're not. Ziyech that we saw from last year. It's again, Ziyech is going on my dead ballers list as well. He can go out. He can go off the AC Milan.
Yeah,
I just think it's a preseason. I'm not gonna judge anybody yet.
I think we should get.
Why? I said I was.
No. I'm saying like it's like the positives I wanted to see is the positive I saw. For me personally, I wanted to see different kind of midfield because if we stand with specific player on the field, we have to adjust it. And it looks like by the market we're not even going for that kind of position
What?
in the midfield.
We're at the midfielder. We're linked with the midfielder.
Yeah, well, link and getting it's two different things, but
you gotta be linked.
Then
first.
Uh-huh.
another thing that actually showed me that we do need a striker.
Yeah, that much we can all agree on.
I wanted to see, Couch. I wanted to see. Tell you the truth, I wanted to see how my boy is gonna do. My boy, I'm not gonna do it because I'm gonna start saying people's gonna start saying because I have agenda. I really, really like Gallagher, and I just wanted to see how he's doing it. I'm not saying he can play as a single six, but he can be beside Jorginho. he can help. For example, if Kovacic is injured, or he can fight with Kovacic for the position. But
Yeah,
I
but I
don't
think
think
he's.
if
I think
no, I don't think we're signing anybody. If we don't sign striker, Mount is going back on top. That's a
I
fact.
think you'll add that
So
left
if
wing back
Mount going back
first.
up top, it's only 3 midfielders that are actually fighting for the starting thing. It's gonna be Kova, Kante, Jorginho, and Gallagher.
but Gallagher played the Jorginho position last night.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
But
he
kind
did.
of like a like it's
yes, no, yes and no.
but he didn't play because if he
I
did,
saw him making,
he only will stay there.
yeah, I saw him making so many
But
Kante runs, bro.
yes,
I saw him making so many.
but kind of rotated with
Each other.
Yeah,
He played deeper most because Barkley went up top and left him back
Yeah,
there.
yeah. They're,
I mean-
they're playing as 8s, to be honest. I didn't really see any sitting 6s. At the
Well,
yeah. we
Tuchel
didn't
calls
have
them
it in
sixes, by the way, just so
Yeah.
you know.
But how
That
they're
position
deployed is not
for
as a
Tuchel
six,
is sixes.
right? Yeah, sure, but they're not deployed as 6s.
Yeah,
Right?
but realistically, they're 8s. Realistically, because
Look, I said all this all last year, and I was told no, I didn't know what the hell I was talking about.
Yes.
Now that Mount's played back there and Gallagher's played back there, everybody's like, "Oh, well, I guess it's really an 8, not a 6," which is the exact same shit I said last year.
I wasn't here last year,
Oh,
but
that.
yeah, I would agree with
By
you.
the way,
Depends on how they
there's a
play.
difference between what we're talking about and what you're talking about. It's a discipline. It's a defensive discipline. If you play an 8 and you're supposed to stay deeper, like Gallagher did it with whatever his name is,
Barkley.
they were disciplined. Barkley stayed forward, stayed backwards when Gallagher went up. They did. The problem is not the problem. The thing is, Barkley ended up being more offensive player at that kind of situation. But what I saw and what I was really happy about it is the determination from Gallagher. That if he loses position, there's a grind, there's a pit bull in that little blunt Justin Timberlake. There's a little bit of pit bull in that kid. That he's like like that movie thing, the like Lord of the Rings, like you shall not pass. You know what I'm saying? Like he will do whatever it takes. That he will not. He takes that role serious.
Absolutely.
He takes that role serious. I'm impressed. That's all it is. I'm happy that I'm happy that he convinced me that he can do it as a sub. I'm not saying he's a starter.
Yeah.
But I think he can do it as an impact player or fixing the problems player. I think Gallagher did it. And Ampadu, by the way,
a lot of energy in the midfield, more than
anybody. Jorginho
most, right.
Jorginho's
Jorginho
mistakes
was
yesterday
fantastic
wasn't
yesterday.
because of Jorginho. It was because you can see that it was not match fitness. The passes, some of the passes were too short. Some of the passes that's nothing. But he did look sharp for some period of time, and he went high. I'm surprised. That was it. That's because of the preseason game. For me, that was the most impressive thing. What we're gonna do if midfield?
So are we going to
And
see
that was
Gallagher
happy
and
about
Mount pivot at some point this summer?
No,
Danger.
no.
I bet you we do.
I don't know how.
I will actually see.
I don't know how
more
everyone's
Gallagher
taking this
Mount
preseason.
versus-
Hey, I don't know how everyone's taking this preseason so seriously.
In defense.
Kennedy was on the other side. Everything was just a makeshift. It was all about fitness, and for the people that establish, they don't care. Watch the players that need to play in the to try and make the team. Actually, there's some people that had to impress, the others didn't. Everything was just a makeshift.
I think the Kennedy thing was planned just to show you.
I was
Somebody's got some
impressed by
feedback.
Kennedy, though. I was impressed by Kennedy.
Look,
I
Kennedy
don't
was
thi-
playing
I
in an
get-
inverted wingback.
Yeah,
That's what they talk about Rafinha doing.
yeah.
So it wasn't makeshift. It was a planned. He planned to play
By the
him
way,
like that.
But he was playing the right.
I know it's only one
Yep.
game, but I think
Yeah.
that wingback situation for James, if anything happens to James, if we get Kounde too, I think we can save some money on that wingback right side, and maybe we can see if we can find on the left side.
Well, I don't know if we're going to get Kounde or not because he's still in talks with Barcelona.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
was
we
just going to
backed off.
bring that up now.
Peter, what do you think? You just look like you're traveling to.
He's
plays that.
skinned a giraffe. I know that.
Bro, to be honest, I
A
saw
baby
the team,
giraffe.
right? I saw how stinky our first half team looked. And I was like, fuck it. It's 7 p.m. I'm going to go out with my friends, right? And then I got the notification it was halftime. I was like, all right, what are these changes saying? So I watched a bit of the second half on my phone from the bar I was at. And, like, from what it looked like, bro, it's just you don't know where a lot of players are coming back from preseason in terms of, like, fitness, right?
Mhm.
So a lot of our fans like to cry about the team that was cobbled together. Yes, it would have been nice to see Reese play Reese play with Chilwell and have our starters playing, but like our main like midfield players didn't really play yesterday for the most part. You had Gallagher and Barkley as a midfield pivot. I can confidently say we're never going to see that. It's never going to happen. You know, like it is what it is.
Yeah.
If Ruben was allowed to be on the tour, that probably would have been Ruben and Gallagher. Like, I don't really think Tuchel's going out of his way to play Ross Barkley to like prove it. But it happens.
Well,
I
those
saw
are
that on goal
preseason games. Exactly.
That was really funny. I loved everybody's reaction to Werner missing and then actually scoring the second
That
time.
wasn't a miss. That was assist.
It's just, you know, well, hey, he scored eventually, so good for Werner, man. Class probably happy, you know.
That was assist.
He scored in the top bully era. First goal, top bully era. Allow it.
It's a friendly, but I hear
First
you,
goal of the Todd Bowley era.
To be fair, the goalkeeper save was pretty good.
Hold that.
But no, I don't know, man.
Oh my god!
I don't really want to make
I'm
too
not
much
giving
of,
a bribe to Timo Werner for that.
I don't really want to make too much of our first preseason game, guys.
I'm with you as well on that.
I don't think I just don't think we have enough information. Like really,
100%.
All right, let's be honest. We can be mad about Malang Sarr playing, but like if we signed Koulibaly last week, I don't think Malang Sarr would have been playing. You know, like we can be mad about Havertz missing sitters, but like he always does that shit, man. Like, why? Eventually, you gotta like accept these are who these players are. It would be great if Havertz would get more clinical. I saw that run Gallagher went on. I saw that miss. It happens, man. That's just part of his game. Like, fortunately or unfortunately, it is what it is. But nah, man, the second half, I actually thought we looked pretty good. Everybody was crying about us playing the same shape. I feel like we've talked so long about potentially switching systems. People began to believe that we were just going to do it from minute one in this season. Like, whether you like it or not, these players have been playing in this system for the most part for the last 18 months and achieved varying levels of success. Even if Tuchel got all the tools he wanted for this season by, let's say, Wednesday, I still don't think there is enough time to switch by match day one in the Premier League. Like, we have a system, things that people are comfortable with, whether or not we feel confident in it. I know a lot of us would like to see 3 in midfield. A lot of us would like to see 4 at the back. For Everton away on August 6th, that shit's not happening, guys. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I just wanted to see Mount in the midfield to give us another attacking slot open. And if you can do that at 3 and put Mount in the midfield to build up play like he played last night, that's fine.
Is Billy Gilmore
So here's the question that I would ask, right? If Ruben and Kounde were allowed to be on this tour, right? Do we think we would have saw Mount in a midfield pivot yesterday? Because I don't.
Very possible we could.
I think so.
I mean, you can say very possible we could. Sure, you could say it. That's cool, but like, I just feel like we would have seen Gallagher and Ruben in one half, and Kounde, 2 out of Kounde, Kovacic, and Jorginho. And then
I don't think Kounde should play at all this preseason.
Kovacic was injured, so.
If
Kovacic was injured anyway.
Kounde needs minutes. If you bring Ruben needs minutes. Where are you going to play them?
Kounde together. That's just how I feel. That's like it's kind of a blessing in disguise that Ruben and Kounde aren't on this tour for reasons we kind of know, but like fair enough. So Tuchel has to get a bit creative. Maybe he's seeing more in those central areas than he was really prepared to see. You know, like I don't think Mount's going to be deployed there if we play in this exact shape, but if we want to get Mount on the pitch, we're playing wingbacks. I don't think we're going to stick to this shape. Like I proposed on a stream like a month ago or so, go 3 in midfield and kind of do like a 3-5-2 thing. And everybody was just like, fuck no, fuck that. I'm like, all right, guys, cool.
Well, Peter, if we've gotten Sterling in, so he starts automatically. Am I correct?
Yeah.
He's going to start on the left-hand side.
Yeah, he'll start wherever he starts. Yeah.
Okay. And if we then again come in and sign another attacking player toward the end of the summer, let's say Asane, he's going to come in and start as well. So then where you and we all agree that Mount's going to play every game. So where does Mount play? With those two players coming in a back three.
I don't agree with the assumption that Mount plays every game.
And I don't agree with the assumption that another attacker is coming in to play the wing.
Yeah, I don't agree with the and I don't agree with the Mount will play all the time if he's available thing.
Everyone wants to dream about these great players. That's how I think, but people misunderstand the role that Mount does, and the person that takes his role has to do what he does. So you put Sane there, and you expect him to come back what Mount does and do a role. He's not going to do it as good. Everyone knows that, but it's going to be great to see Sane, Sterling. It's a very video game. Yeah, it's going to be wonderful, but there's an actual role there. There's a different role to the other actors.
People don't have to get philosophical on it.
No, but
we're linked
your
with another
hypothetical,
attacker, are we not?
Yes.
No.
Your hypothetical is very popular. Just that's why I said it.
I mean, we're linked with another attacker, Jester. Cool. Like Tuchel said himself, like
it's not
a striker is what we should be linked with.
Priority is like defensive players.
Yeah.
You know, so
I get that, but we are still linked. We've been linked with Dembele, Rafinha, Ronaldo,
everybody under the sun, man. That's how it is.
Gnabry, and now Sane. Five more attacking players, but we're not interested in one.
I'm not saying we're not interested.
Yeah, but no, hold on. We've been linked with those players at the same time with what's his name?
Sterling.
Sterling signed and the links died down.
No, we're still looking at another attacking player. They've said
that there is no evidence.
I think we're after one.
I mean,
we're only after one of those ones.
But guys, regardless of whether another attacker shows up or not, I think the more likely tactical tweak for our team is to go 3 in midfield and go 2 up top and maintain wingbacks, than to just do this mythical 4-3-3 that Chelsea Twitter just seems to like fantasize about whenever we see Mountain Gallagher playing for our team. Like, there's going to be a midfield pivot. To use Mount as kind of like a makeshift 10 in midfield or like a third man in midfield makes sense. If you want, I'm not saying I want to see this, but if you want to see like Havertz plus Sterling or like Havertz plus Pulisic, kind of how we started the Lille game to a higher degree of success because we have a more dynamic midfield playing than our traditional pivot players all playing together. I just think that's a possibility. I'm not saying we're going to play this 38 games. I still think we're playing out of the shape we see now. If we could get 4 more players, I still think we're playing 3-4-3 for the most part next season, which I'm okay with. Cool, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me like it bothers other people. I'm not under this illusion that all of our problems are going to be fixed the moment we play 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3.
I can understand what everyone wants. Everyone didn't. We didn't have a great season, right? And people want to see something different. People want to see new players, and our attack wasn't great on the eye as well. I can understand everyone's view, but I think what Tuchel's trying to do and what the club is trying to do is see the best version of this system that we've yet to see, right? And I know everyone wants to change it, but I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to get the right players for the right positions, and you'll see the actual system that everyone wants to change from at its best. And maybe people will start having a different opinion if we start doing really well with it, because last season with all the injuries, it was just makeshift. It was just, all right, we got this injury, we got to do this, put him there, play inverted to accommodate him. It wasn't the best for the system. It was just to accommodate some players, and then you have Lukaku too, which is a whole different set of standards as well. So I think we've yet to see this system at its best, and I think that's what we'll probably see this season after a couple months in with all these new players.
Oh, sorry, watching expressions in Korea is something else.
He's a fun guy.
I've seen a few of his vlogs, but I haven't gone through too much.
Oh
of it.
my gosh.
It just
He's
seems
massive
like
over
typical
there.
expressions. Right, everyone was asking about this Kimpembe and Kounde stuff, so let's get into it. I did see something from Fabrizio Romano a couple of minutes ago too. Let me see. Here we go. Kounde will be keen to join Barcelona and are talking with the player's side. Xavi considers him the perfect centre-back, and the club wants to be fast because Chelsea are reactivating contacts. Here is Barcelona doing their typical Ander Herrera on Eden Hazard impression and just never fucking leaving us alone. But yeah, I feel like we've left this deal for a while, and it's kind of gone to our detriment. It doesn't mean it's completely out the water, but I'm not surprised he's assessing other options now. So I don't know what to make of this.
It's not now. He said he was linked with Barcelona early in the summer, and that's one of the reasons we backed off. Not also the biggest reason being that he wasn't Thomas Tuchel's ideal first center back to be brought in. He wanted a big, powerful center back like a Koulibaly, like a De Ligt. They're more prototypically the same player than a Kounde would be. So he wanted that center back in before he even thought about a different center back. And he's played with Kimpembe. He's got the left foot, something we don't really have in starters material. I don't think Caldwell is there yet. Is a left foot is a left foot from the back three, or even if he went to a back two. So Kim at this moment in time, this particular moment in time, Kimpembe is a lot closer to signing for Chelsea than Kounde.
Yeah, I think for us, it just gets to a point of if we can reach the valuation that they want for him or not. Because I don't know if Chelsea see Kimpembe at that price. And like I said earlier, PSG don't necessarily have to sell to Chelsea, which is why they can just hold out for that 50 million.
They are bringing in Skriniar, so they ideally
is that
would
if he leaves though, or just regardless?
I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, the links were prior too.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen. Okay. That's why he is at this point. You would say, yeah, you're playing, but he's not going to start over Marquinhos and Skriniar.
Yeah, clearly.
I don't think
unless they're going to a back three.
Skriniar is leaving. I don't think he's going.
Well, Inter are acting like he's leaving. They've already got a replacement.
Because first of all,
there's another from Torino.
Right.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be a Skriniar replacement. And Juve is supposed to be signing somebody as well, and actually
the link would
PSG is looking at somebody from Sporting Lisbon. So for Kimpembe.
I mean, there is the links. Even Chelsea going for that guy from Porto midfielder again. So I don't know.
Yeah, Nunez is going to be a 40 plus 10. That's what we're going to offer.
I guess.
Is anyone not really feeling Kimpembe?
Why?
It's good.
No, I'm here for Kimpembe to join. I feel like it's going to be a one or the other sort of deal. I don't think we're going to.
I agree with you, Lewis.
Look, I think something, Dags, that you might have to focus in on was Kimpembe had his best career under Tuchel. I mean,
yeah, it's his best season.
If you look at a bit of a pattern, Rudiger had his best season under Tuchel as well.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I think some of these defenders that kind of look reckless at times,
right.
He gets the best out of them. And I think in this system, if they're playing the left or right, that I think these defenders that we call reckless and that can be more free in those positions.
Right. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly
well, plus,
I think you'll shine in those positions. Yeah.
What Peter was talking about, Kimpembe is not ideal in the four.
Well, ideally, Kimpembe can also play left back, not wing back, but left back.
Yeah.
If you were to move to a 4 or play a 4 at certain times, he can spell Chilwell at the left back position. He's played that for PSG and for France.
Yeah.
And he, like I said, he's a different profile that we don't have, a left-footed center back.
Absolutely.
And he is fast, tall, and he's got all the measurables that you would want if you're looking at a prototypical
striker
center back. He's got speed, he's got height, he can play the ball. He's good in the air. He does tend to have a mistake here and there, but
did you just say just a fast, tall?
Yes.
Fast and tall. Just add handsome to it, and it's it. Fast, tall, and handsome.
Well, I mean,
Swipe right.
if he's probably would be the second or maybe the first fastest center back on our team, and we've got Koulibaly. who's
Nah,
not
Thiago
slow.
Silva is fast.
No.
No, Thiago Silva has placement, but this guy's quick, right? And he's almost as fast as Kounde would be.
As
Right.
a defender,
the only thing I fear, the only
as
thing
a defender, I don't think speed is the biggest
Can I just say
advantage.
something real quick?
Yeah,
Can
go
I say
ahead.
something real quick, guys, and you guys can continue? I think in the time Tuchel's been here, he's shown enough in terms of developing defensive players to a part where they can contribute massively in our system, and at times look better than we probably think they are as players. So with whatever defenders he wants, get him what he wants. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me because we did great Rudiger, and now we're bummed that Rudiger is leaving. Credit to Tuchel.
That's what I was saying.
With them in the system, like
Tuchel can set up the defense better than offense.
yeah. So whatever defenders we sign, people are like, oh, they're shit or oh, they're great. Like they're gonna be fine, man. They're gonna do well. Like I don't worry about that at all.
No,
I think that might show when if Rudiger, that post Tuchel Rudiger comes out at Real Madrid, then what you just said is going to be proven then as well.
The only point that I'm trying to make is that we are signing a player whose best attribute is his last ditch tackling. That is exactly the reason we got rid of Zuma.
That's not true. His best attribute is he's left-footed.
Nice.
Well, that makes a difference because
It's okay. No, Jester, thank you. I don't need any more. Thank you. His best attribute is he's left-footed. That's all I need to know. Thank you. I mean, if all you need is a left foot in order to start a center back, then that's all I need to know.
I mean, if you want to discount the fact that him and Tuchel worked previously together,
Together, yes, I completely agree with you. I know he makes him a better player, but you have to understand that this player was getting sauce in League One. In League One. And you want him to come to the Premier League and replicate it.
I have no fear about him adapting to the Premier League if he comes. That's what I'm saying. I don't worry about that, dude.
I completely do. I 100,000% do.
Well, you're going to end up being wrong.
I mean,
Here's
you're talking about a team that plays such a high line.
I can be wrong. I just
No.
don't.
Here's the thing. I agree with you on a specific leagues. I don't want players like we already said that Germany bad as forwards based on how they play. But one thing that League One is comparable to Premier League, it's defensive zones. And defensive zones are actually really close between French League and Premier League. That's why best defensive midfielders come from French. That's why defenders are actually really good coming from French.
The only thing I'm saying is that I do not like how his best attribute is his last-ditch tackling.
But we've already said that's not true.
Yeah, but they play a very high line in that league, the highest you ever seen, right?
Right.
And they're always on a counter. PSG with every other team.
Yeah. PSG is always the one that attacking team.
Yeah. So they're always getting countered. They're always running back. Like his best attribute, you see him. He's fast. He's got that tackle. Sometimes they have to do last tackles because they play such a high line.
I'll put it this way.
They throw everyone at the attack because everyone just sits back against them.
I'll put it this way, guys. Who's the last defender to go to PSG and look better than they did previously because they're in that environment at PSG?
David Luiz.
You think David Luiz looked better at PSG because he was there? I think he looked worse.
David Luiz looked better when he came back.
Yeah.
I think
17 Luiz was madness.
I think David Luiz's defensive reputation took a hit going to Paris. I think
all we remember was Suarez not making him twice in a match.
I would say 90% of the defenders they sign look worse as a result in playing in that almost kamikaze football kind of system. You've got guys on the halfway line with random West African dudes who can sprint. They're going to look bad.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It was to the point where people forgot how good Thiago Silva was because he was there for so long. He had to move to reestablish credit in the bank with most casual football fans.
Hey, Fabio, you get the light of God on over there.
So hold on. So does being in
Your,
does
your
being
overhead light is
does being
Maybe
in
maybe it's an angel just
mean nothing?
It's like
looks like the fat.
What's
the
up?
Saint, the
Does
Saint
being
Fatur.
FIFA team of the season twice in a not FIFA like the game. I'm talking about the actual award. Does being in the actual award FIFA team of the season mean nothing?
I mean, like,
Does that have
Who
nothing?
picks that team?
Does that mean?
being a,
Is,
are you
is
saying
that
being
picked by
award-
journalists and stuff
Does
like
that
that?
not mean you
Yeah.
were the best center back that year? You were one of the
But
two.
Dags, who picked that list? You could have done a better choice of picking a list.
Bro. Hold on.
I-
Work with me
Who
here.
are you trying? What are you trying to
but
say? I'm
journalists
confused.
pick
I don't
those
understand why
pick those
what's
players.
the conversation. I
I'm
don't
confused,
understand the
man. What's going
conversation.
on here?
David Luiz won it while he was at PSG. He did not win it anywhere else.
Dags, I
look,
just told you, journalists pick that. Do you think journalists are good? They make the
if you
good
you wanna
sporting
say
choices, like the
Luiz's
experts?
defensive reputation was enhanced by going for 50 million pounds to PSG in 2014. Fair enough.
I
Bear
think
in mind, he came back 2
I
years
think
later.
he was better at PSG next to Thiago Silva. Yes. Why is
Alright.
that outrageous? Why is that outlandish for us to comprehend?
Because look at what he achieved.
But
Don't
it
put
depends
us,
how you
don't
say
put
it,
us.
Dags.
Because you're wrong.
Don't put us
Did-
in the conversation.
Did Silva make him look better, or did he become better?
No, yes, Silva made him look better, but that doesn't mean he wasn't
Well-
better. That doesn't mean his stats weren't better.
All right, fair
Alright,
enough.
No, because
Can
Thiago
we all
Silva made
laugh
him look
at-
better.
Can we all laugh at United thinking that Varane is world class still? Oy.
I just, all right, man. Like, we saw what happened to David Luiz's rep once he came back and succeeded in a more structurally sound defensive system and just defensive team. Right? Like, everybody just, when you think of David Luiz at PSG, you remember Suarez taking him out back and megging him twice and putting it top 10. Like, David Luiz's PSG tenure was cut short because of the emergence of Marquinhos, and David Luiz just feeling, hey, maybe I'm not going to get the minutes here like I thought I was. You know, that's why he came back. If
Respect.
David Luiz was so excellent at Paris, surely he would have backed himself and stayed.
I don't even understand why we're talking about this because
I'm
this
just
is the
saying, like,
moment.
defenders don't go there to succeed. That is my point.
Exactly.
We don't think, oh, that person's a fantastic defender. He went to PSG and did amazing. Like, so, like, I don't want to sit here and say Kimpembe is ass because he played for Paris, man. I've seen them make pretty good players. And to be clear, I think David Luiz is a very good defender across his career. I think he's one of the more disrespected center backs around. He's a lot more of a meme than he is actually shit. I'll say that. Right?
Yes,
But
I agree.
people think, like, with pretty much any defender that comes out of PSG, oh, they can't do this, or oh, they're shit, or oh, it's that. Like, it's like, yeah, guys, if no one succeeds there, should I continue to blame the individuals, or should I blame the environment in which that's being cultivated, right? Like, it becomes, like, that question.
Wow.
That's the way I see it with that group. So to say Kimpembe can't do this, or I don't know what he can do. Get him away from that environment, get him in an actually structured team, and he might be good. He might not. I don't know. But I'm going to bank on the fact that our manager is good at coaching defenders, and I'm going to bank on the previous working relationship they have to say he will succeed. That makes
So-
sense? Cool.
So if we bring in Kimpembe first, which looks like it's more possible that we could do that, are we?
I think Koulibaly.
Are we saying now that Kounde won't come in, and if he doesn't, who's that side? Who's the other defender we'll bring in? Because there's going to be
Nobody.
3 of them. There's going to be 3.
No.
There's going to be 3. That's your only choice because they said there's going to be 3 defenders coming in.
Well,
First
well,
of all, he said
like-
he didn't say we bring in 3. He said in a thing ideal it's a 3.
Okay,
Yeah, so if he gets Colwell, that counts as 1.
no, I think that you can look at like a Benjamin Pavard being the 3rd.
Why isn't Colwell the 3rd? Like, if he decides I keep him, or I have to send him off, that counts as 1.
Because Colwell is
everything's
not
a
going to
transfer.
start for Chelsea in the Premier League.
He
So
didn't
what's
say
the
I need 3
point of
starters.
And Pavard.
Yeah,
will?
well, you don't sign people not to start. That's the thing. You
That's
start
a
every
Yes.
player you
That's a
sign.
fraud.
You're building a
should be
squad,
able to
Jester.
start for your team.
No, and no one has
that's
the right
not
to
a-
start. If you're in bad form, you get benched as well.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I said everybody you sign should be.
Hold on a second.
We're
Should
building
be
a
able to
squad
start
though.
for your team.
So if we sign in Kimpembe or what's his name, the other guy, so there will be 3 starters. It'll be Thiago Silva, Kalubali, and either Kimpembe or that. So who?
Well, it'd be Kimpembe.
What?
It'll be Kimpembe.
Oh, okay. It would be or not be. So there's a 3 defenders. So how are you gonna say that we sign in somebody not to start?
It's probably
if we sign in another defender, where is he starting?
It's probably a wingback. When he said 3 defenders, he probably meant 1 wingback.
Yeah, do wingbacks count in the category as defenders?
Yes.
I didn't say everybody you sign will start. I said everybody you sign should be able to be a starter on your team.
Probably meant a
You don't start. You don't sign people at a level below what you should expect from somebody who's going to go on.
I
the field.
actually think Pavard is a level below than
Justin, we
Ampadu.
might be about to do that.
100%. He's lower than anybody in our academy, bro. I don't want Pavard, bro. Keep that.
What?
I do not want Pavard, bro.
Who is Pavard better than on our team right now, even youngsters?
All of the youngsters.
I do not
know.
Jester, you just said you don't sign people who are below the level of like starting caliber, right?
Yeah.
Well,
we might
Benjamin
do that with any right wing back that we sign, though. We might sign somebody purely for
Pavard
coverage.
would start for us.
So anyone in the 25?
He started for Bayern Munich. He started for France.
This man is
but he's not good. Somehow
Hey, shouldn't anyone in the 25-man squad go under the thing you just said about anyone starting?
Everybody that is in our squad should be of the quality to be able to start for Chelsea Football Club.
Jester.
Yeah. So if we sign someone that they make the squad, they can start.
Let's one at a time, people. I know, Doug, you sounding like a broken record over there in the background.
Justin, we might be about to sign a rotational wingback, like somebody to just spell Reese for 15, 20 matches a season. We might be able to do that.
But he would be of the quality to start at Chelsea Football Club because they would be.
So the statement you just said is different to the statement you initially made.
No, I did not. It was phrased.
Well, I
different.
understood the different way.
So right now, if Tuchel chooses Colwell to stay in the squad, he comes under what you just said, and it's like a signing. If he sends him away, then he brings someone in, falls into the same lining of what you just said as well. So it's all relevant.
I think Colwell needs to relax and just fight for his place, and he'll be all right.
Yeah,
he's not gonna fight. He's not gonna fight. They don't have these kids don't have any sense of like loyalty with it. Like there's no point. Like it's like Livramento. Like you just want to go play and earn your money. Like there's no point. Like why are you just gonna sit here?
And I kind of understand Livramento though.
Yeah.
You got to understand all of them. They're literally.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
It all depends on the context of the position.
No, you don't. Can I explain, please?
Anybody who's listening, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Colwell sign a new deal prior to going out on loan last season?
He's got a 5-year deal.
Yeah. So
didn't he sign a new deal prior to going to Huddersfield?
Yeah.
Like again, like bro.
Same as Broja. Same as anybody that goes on loan because Chelsea does not.
You guys just signed these deals 12 months ago, and now I would kind of understand if they had 2 years left or like a year left. So I get why Livramento said, "Fuck it, Reese is in front of me. I'm never really gonna play here long term."
And Aspi as well.
Yeah, like Azpilicueta was still here, and we didn't feel about him 12 months ago the same way we do now. We can lie and say we did, but we didn't.
No,
you know. So I kind of get that. But
can I explain?
With this scenario, you just signed like a 5-year extension, had a great loan in the champs, and now you want to come back to assured first team football. Like, you're under a 5-year contract, man. Yeah. Teams either need to back up the Brinks truck or you need to sit your ass on the bench and fight for your place for a year. You'll be all right.
That's my thing about the thing. I don't think the kid actually asked to leave or asked for the. People think that those kids are so arrogant, like they privilege or something. No, they don't. The literally words from the kid. Cole said, "I just want to see the path."
Mm-hmm.
When the reporter asked him, he said, "I just want to see the path." What's his name? The path is we have 2 over 30 years old defenders.
Yeah,
he knows that if he's gonna be, for example, if he's gonna be 3 25 years old players, center backs, bright stars at Chelsea, he doesn't have a future.
Right.
Oh yeah. 100%.
But the path is all thing Tuchel can do is actually tell him, look,
Somebody
here's the
dare put
time,
out a
Yes.
here's the games,
Yes.
here's how it is. We have 2 older players. If you fight for your position, you would us practicing every season with those top players.
Yeah.
You can learn from them. That's the path. They retire, you take your spot. I'm not giving you the spot.
somebody
Here's
had
the
the
path. You
audacity to
take the spot when they retire. Not
But-
I'm giving you.
Alex,
It's
the problem is
audacity to
Oh,
a true compilation on Twitter.
But
oh, Chocom from yesterday.
No, it was from his whole career. Spanned
I was going to
seven
say,
whole-
that'd be some short ass comp if they did that of yesterday.
7 minutes. He has 7 minutes worth.
Probably
worth
fit
of
in the
time.
GIF file.
Zeno,
But
okay.
I'm gonna bounce. Y'all have a
Hold on,
good one.
I got
Alex,
Taking it just after.
Big up yourself, Justice.
All right, later on.
Oh, see,
Take care.
can you pull up put the
Substitution.
Zeno's?
Alex, with what you were saying. Alex, with what you were saying about
Hold on, Doug. You see, it's pointless to sitting on the bench, might as well go alone. That's not true. Why do you think what's his name Foden doing at Manchester City? Why Foden not going on loan?
It's
I mean,
also not pointless. Like
Hudson-Odoi
You-
is turning into Foden. Let's go.
You're
guys,
training for the
guys.
system.
Alex, can I?
It's not even that. Especially,
No,
Can
I was
can
just
add
gonna
your
make
point
that-
real quick, Alex.
yeah.
Can I add your point? Right. So we're in a World Cup year. We're playing 16 Premier League matches and
Yep.
2 Carabao Cup matches before people jet off for the World Cup, along with 6 UCL group games. That's 24 fixtures before November 18th. I think is the cutoff for the World Cup or something like that, or the 15th. Let's just say, right, we sign Kimpembe. We sign Kimpembe and Koulibaly, or we sign Kounde, whatever. Whichever center backs we add to the ones we have. Even if Colwell's second choice at left center back, he's still going to get 8 to 10 starts. He's still
Yeah.
going to see minutes off the bench. There's extra subs in the Premier League now. There's minutes to be had. Whether it's Kounde or whether it's Kimpembe,
or
we signed
Thiago Silva.
Koulibaly, Thiago Silva, they're all internationals.
Exactly.
They're all
But
internationals.
another-
They're all going to need to be rotated. Coming back from that World Cup, they're all, and not only are they all internationals, they're all people that contribute for the national team.
Yeah, they're captains. They're literally captains.
Like, they're not just people who sit there. They're going to be people who have to play.
By the way,
you know, so,
here's
like,
another
Rotation and rest is a huge thing. And keeping Colwell in the environment where he's going to be long-term in theory, keeping him here, he can learn a lot.
exactly. Here's
Like,
the thing.
And also our club in the recent past, we don't send people on the best loans all the time.
Thank you. That's
There's
what I
no
was about to say.
guarantee. There's
Find
no
the team.
guarantee we send him on a perfect loan and he kills it again.
Find
no
the,
Paul Gilmore.
find the team. Find me a team that actually plays same system. So when the kid goes on loan, he
Mhm.
becomes a better player. But he plays for different kinds of system, and he's
Right.
good at that system. But when he comes over here, he doesn't fit in that
The
system.
only loan that would have been acceptable for me is if Huddersfield got promoted and kept the
Mhm.
same system in the Prem for this year. But they didn't win that playoff final.
You could
I
go to
can't,
Brighton.
I can't find another team that
Brighton
plays-
doesn't play like Chelsea.
No,
I
but
can't
you
find-
could play the 3 in the back and an attacking style, so it could kind of work.
I mean, but do they play through? Like,
No.
they're kind of flexible though.
Yeah, and they do. They tend to play like along the wings the same way that we do, and they try-
Okay, so here's my question, right? Why would Brighton accept a simple loan for Colwell? Why would they?
because they do not have that much money because they don't have that much money. And
Oh,
it's
we don't have a good youngsters on their own.
nah, they do, but they also like
Because I don't think he would get minutes at Brighton.
Dunk himself is getting pretty old too.
Brighton has a pretty. I will
Dunk
take
is-
actually
Dunk is 30
Brighton's
and
defender
Dunk is
at
30
Chelsea.
though. Duncan Webster had a good season last year. They're
I
losing
know,
people
but
away, right?
The other guy.
I'm just naming you a team. I'm not saying
No, I hear it, but like, so I went through this myself like a few weeks ago, thinking about loan options for somebody like a Colwell.
Yeah.
The reality is, you're either going to go to one of those teams that would just be over the moon staying in the Premier League, like a Fulham or like a Bournemouth,
a Brentford.
or if we send them to a proper established mid-table team like a Palace or a Brighton,
Yeah.
right? They're going to want a buy option.
Yeah,
They're going to want something.
that's true.
Well,
But look, at the same time,
Loans are not with the buy options, not necessary, but
the only point that
like they're gonna want Alex, they're gonna demand that if they're gonna take him. They're not just gonna take him for a year, develop him, and give him back. They're not gonna do that.
We can also force
it's actual people that sells, people that send the loan is the one that determine if I will give buy up option or not.
No, I know how it works. I'm just saying Brighton are going to ask for that to take the loan on anyways. They're not going to develop our player for a year, have him play comfortable mid-table Premier League ball, build his rep, and send him back.
I agree with you, but it's a specific club to club, because if the other club that we send in on loan doesn't have a good youth system, they don't. The clubs that do have a good youth system, they the ones that will not get the player on loan without buy-up clause. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I have a good youth system...
I get what you mean. It's also like Colwell is a rated prospect. Like, people would love to
There's like 3 or 4 clubs already waiting for him.
He's kind of too good to go on an ideal simple loan. And he's not bad enough to where another championship loan would really help him. That would be ideal. He's too good for that.
He definitely needs to stay in the Premier League. That's number 1, if he goes on loan. Number 2, he needs to be as closest system to Tuchel as it can get. Which is actually, some Big Ron said, Southampton is actually progressing players real well. Southampton, I will be okay with it. And as a matter of fact, what's the name?
Will he get a game time with Southampton?
Southampton's got a great academy. They'd rather have their own kids there.
No. It depends.
Makes sense until you realize
Southampton
plays left center back for them already. He's one of theirs.
Who?
Mohamed Salisu, who plays for Ghana, who's going to play for Ghana at the World Cup. He plays left center back for them already.
But who's the right center back? Was it like Vestergaard?
Leicester.
No, Leicester, man.
Leicester could get him.
Nah, Fofana's still there.
Who?
Fofana.
Fofana's on the right side.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think they would want Fofana and another young kid. They'd want one mature person.
But like, my point is,
by playing back 3, right?
I mean, you think they're still going to use Johnny Evans? Or
that's what I'm saying. Johnny Evans is going to be in the middle, and those 2 on the left and right. And it doesn't necessarily mean that
they always play back 3 there.
Like, guys, all these dream loans we're thinking of, there's no incentive for Brighton to take Colwell on loan without a buy option. They're not going to do it.
No, the problem is, Pete, that they'll want him. Peter, just like how you described in this season, the teams need so much depth this season, right? And all the other teams want that too. So they'll want a lone player, but we want game time, but they want to negotiate lower game time because they're after depth as well. So it's going to be a struggle to get someone an ideal loan, right? When they just want him for depth. So all the players are keen to take players, but not keen to give him the game time Chelsea would want him to have. So there might have to be a compromise on how many games he's contracted to have to get, right? Or how many minutes. And that's if he's desperate to get on loan as well. You know, that could be something that could be a deal breaker, and he just goes, I might as well start Chelsea, I'll get the same game time.
I think he's
got a better chance.
I don't think so too. We're trying to, if we can fill a spot in, if we're after like 3 centre backs, like just for depth as well, and we need someone to be, we got 3 centre backs. Let's say we want 6 centre backs in the squad, and why wouldn't he be one of them?
I know
one of part of 6.
Y'all are gonna hate this, but realistically, the best place.
We already know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's the best place you could get a loan to, but I mean, they're never gonna do it. It's Tottenham. Tottenham is the best place you can get a loan to.
Why would
why?
I just said they're not gonna do it. I'm just saying that's the best place. I'm just giving you the best.
In terms of a system, sure, but like that's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that's the best place though. The ideal place.
Right, we're in a catch. Somebody said, "What about Leeds?" in all caps. Leeds again, like these Premier League clubs are not going to take simple loans with no options if they legitimately expect to stay in the Premier League.
How did other players at Leeds did it?
Well, they were in the Championship.
Like who?
And Lampard was also their manager. Like, make no mistake, guys. If Lampard's not at Leeds, we're not sending half our academy over there.
Yeah, that's Everton.
By the way, Everton could get a shout for him alone.
Lampard was at Derby, not Leeds. My bad. But like if Lampard wasn't at Derby, we're not sending our kids over there. We're not we're not sending Colwell to Leeds on a simple deal. Like I can't.
People
see
forget
it.
our relationship with Lampard and Derby was so strong when we played them in the League Cup. We let them use the loan players. We could have
Right,
easily
look,
said no, and we said no to any other club.
Like these Premier League simple loans, guys, don't exist like this. They don't. Like I'm telling you, maybe Southampton is the best one we could get for Colwell, maybe. But with Salisu already playing left center back, I'm
No,
not
I
sure if
actually
Ralph
think
wants to have
Everton-
two left-footed center backs.
Everton is shot too.
Yeah, you guys answered it. You get Lampard. Just give them all to Lampard. Lampard will play him. Make Everton our B team, our academy.
Who's Everton's left-sided center back? They don't really have one, do they?
It doesn't matter. Lampard will bench that player for the Chelsea academy player.
Okay, so let's run with the Everton coaching Colwell hypothetical for a bit, right? Do we
He will
really
get
want?
destroyed at our
Do we
Lampard
really
defensive
want?
system.
Do we really want Levi Colwell learning in that defensive structure that we've seen?
The
Do we
Lampard
really
high
want him
line.
to be nurtured in that?
Under Michael King.
What's his name? Not Gallagher. What's his name? That little kid.
Do we really want Colwell learning in that environment, guys? Do we really?
Michael King.
Aren't we supposed to care about him and want the best for him? Like, do we really, guys? Like, would it not just make
I don't
sense to
think he's
give
not
him
on loan at all.
give him cup games
I
and
think,
rotational minutes?
I seriously, I think the best thing for the kid is to stay with system and learn
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
Bro, like where Colwell is now, the moment Huddersfield lost that playoff final, I'm like, he's in our team next year. That would have been the only place that would have taken him for a loan, simple, played three at the back system, a place he was comfortable with. That would have been the only environment I felt I trusted to nurture him for another year.
Yeah, but I
We
mean,
have to use him as backup left center back.
at this point, though, it's about.
I don't know where's Gilmore yesterday, Jester. I was actually, I see Gilmore go to Everton on loan because I think Lampard is pushing for it.
I don't know, guys. Like, we're in a tough situation. Like, our loan players, our desired loan players, are too good, and their reputations are too high across English football for us to not get pestered for buy options.
Winter Surfer put the comment up.
No, he's right.
Sending Colwell to Lampard is like sending me to gym. It's all mad.
Like,
Or
you could
Fata
say-
quit
You know
drinking
what,
Red
Wolves-
Bulls.
You know what? Maybe Wolves could use Colwell. They've got super agent George Mendes. I'm sure they can sort out a left center back. They've also got cash. Like, Wolves, again, they're too high up on the chain.
Yeah, but you have to be able to speak Portuguese, man.
Yeah, he's also like, is Colwell secretly Portuguese? I don't know. But, like,
If he's got like 1/8 or something, yeah, I think
He's
qualified.
secretly Portuguese.
oh yeah, like it's hard, man. Like, I kind of wish he wasn't as good right now, because then maybe we could send him to, like, I don't know.
I think look, it's not like I watched the kid. I watched some of them highlights when after I saw that tried to see all the fuss about. He's a decent kid. I agree with it. But the best thing for him right now is to learn the system. If you want to make the team that we play, you need to learn how we play.
I think this is an interesting question. Who would you take, Colwell or Sarr?
Oh well. And that's what. Remember a couple of weeks ago.
I think maybe I'm trying to wonder if anyone picks Sarr.
Get pissed.
I'd take
That's
you
what
at the back over Sarr.
Look, that's what I said a couple of weeks ago. That will be pissed off if we will sell Colwell with buyback or whatever, and we keep Sarr on the team. That's what will be pissing me off, because I think that's kind of things that we need to get. That Roman did, that we need to get rid of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Keeping the players that are actually bad in the first team versus and sell the ones that.
I agree with you. It's just, look, man, like Colwell, I know he's seen a lot of his
Even though I don't.
I know he's seen a lot of his age mates in the academy leave and achieve success to varying degrees of people around his age. I get it, but like Colwell, bro, you guys signed those big deals before going out on loan last summer.
Yeah.
Don't think you're going to be able to get out of that without a club paying 30, 35 million, 40 million pounds for you. Like,
exactly.
If you are getting away from Chelsea, it's not going to be for cheap.
By the way, if I still don't think Sarr is a really, really bad player. I still think Sarr has a player in him. It just
I just don't think
He's still only 21, yeah?
Yeah.
Or 22 now? That's still relatively young too.
Nah, bro. Like I was watching
It's
SAR
Oh,
and
and
time to
hey, when did you
Kennedy.
get in here?
Yeah,
Hey,
I
Classic,
just
time to
you gotta
hide
say something.
people. Time
How
to
about like
hide
a little
people.
hello?
You
Let
did,
us know.
like,
Yeah, say
you did it.
something. Yeah, say something.
yeah.
Just say
Hello.
big up
Like
everyone. How you doing? Big up chat. You know everyone likes you in the chat, Classic. Say something. Let us know.
the chat was saying speak something. Why should I speak when you guys are having such a nice conversation? I was listening to it, so I was
That's
like,
great.
okay, fine.
I was just saying, Classic, that the first thing you should say is like a hello, big up, or something. Just let us know. You kind of shocked us getting in the conversation. I didn't know you're here.
You watched the game yesterday, my friend.
Yeah, I watched the game and then I just woke up like half an hour ago, so I
Oh,
haven't
nice. What are your
touched
thoughts?
Morning.
anything.
Timo Werner on the score sheet, my guy. You must be happy. You must be pleased.
I don't know, like it's a what do you call it? It's a first preseason game, and other than the usual suspect like Werner, Mason Mount, and Jorginho, I'm not really impressed with anybody. Like, to
Not
be
Conor
honest, because
Gallagher.
I'm really not impressed with him too.
Ampadu.
Like, um, I didn't even realize he was playing until the loss when he went to defense and he made 1-2 tackles. I mean, to be fair, the Club America is physically very weak team, so I, yeah, I was expecting some like performances out of the blue, like, but other than Werner, Mason Mount, and Jorginho and Silva, obviously we can't judge Silva because he's obviously world class. So I really am not impressed with anybody. You can name me any player.
What
I'm
about
just very.
Havertz? He did all right.
I was listen. We were playing a very weak team, like physical weak team, and
Yeah.
I saw Havertz twice. He fell down. You know.
I Sean,
But he
And
got
then
back up. The most
he
important
missed,
thing is he got back up. Clash of
When
he
you
talked
get
missed,
about.
down, you get back up
You get
again.
back up.
Proper Chelsea.
Proper.
yeah, Gallagher. I'm not really impressed with him too. I mean, Gallagher didn't impress me at all. It was just a weak team in the midfield. He made a good pass, right? But that was just a basic pass. Everybody can make that pass. You just have to pass to Havertz. But there was no outstanding performances for me. Sorry, like I don't know if we
He
need
was
5-6
okay.
players.
He was okay.
No Gallagher. No Ampadu. No Jorginho. Well, you said Jorginho. To be fair, I'll give you that one.
I mean, Jorginho,
Peterson,
Mason
Mount.
Mount, and Werner, they did complicated, what do you call, complemented the system, the way they were playing. I mean, even when Werner scored that goal, it should have been Batshuayi because Werner was wide, and I think James passed the ball. It should have been Michi that should have received the
Take
ball,
care, Dag.
but he was too far. And Werner went there and scored the goal. So Michi was absolutely shocking. Pulisic, he didn't impress me too. Same thing, like the header he missed. The pass was too late to Michi, and then he should have not even passed to Michi. He should have passed on the left side quicker. I mean, when you're gonna play in Premier League, how are you gonna? I mean, how are you gonna do it? I'm confused.
He's right. He's onto something. He's right.
What is he?
Like,
Shush, Werner Stan. We ain't doing this. Man.
Kennedy, Sarr,
No.
Emerson. I saw them in training. They can't even like defend. They were playing that game on the circle, and it was every time in the middle was Sarr, Emerson, and Kennedy. Like these guys needs to go. These guys needs to go. I mean,
What do you
obviously
think of
Kennedy.
Joe's performance?
Listen, I think he has some issues with his head. I don't know what is his problem. What is his problem?
What are you going to
He
tell me?
needs some mental health, maybe.
That's it.
The guy is lost
Just needs
cause.
some IQ, really. I think that'll be enough for him.
I don't know. I think this guy is an issue. I don't know. I was expecting so good of him. Maybe I don't know. He's on some medication, drugs. I don't know what he's on. He has some neurological issues. He can't make the basic passes.
Are you
He
worried
doesn't have a
about
sense.
what other people are on?
Pulisic, I listen. I want to talk about this Pulisic guy, right? Sometimes
Oh.
you need to play for the system. This Pulisic guy, he's so focused on his dribbling. He's an absolute class of a dribbler, right? There's no doubt about it. But can you just understand the system where the players are and what are you trying to achieve? He doesn't have the third. He doesn't
He
have the
was way
further
better at driving
understanding.
with the ball than Hudson-Odoi was, for example.
Yeah. Oh, Pulisic was better than Hudson-Odoi, but Pulisic was not even in the same level for Premier League game, I think. As a team, he doesn't know. Listen, when you look at Hazard, one of the best players at Chelsea, right? He was better dribbler, but he wasn't focused only on his dribbling. He was thinking about what he's going to do next. How his actions going to make the team go into the attack. Pulisic is too much focus in his dribbling, like he wants to just beat a man. Can you just think of the further line? And the Mason Mount goal, if you saw that goal, right? Alonso was also very shocking. That guy is so slow. He is too slow.
I'm shocking, but I'm actually think he's right about Pulisic, though.
Here's the thing. Wadrup has a few good takes, muddled with some absolute madness. Whereas, like, I can hear a couple of takes, but then it's like, but Timo Werner's the best in the league, and it's like, but how? How?
Understand, like,
I do not agree with anything else. Gallagher shit.
Yeah,
it's
the Gallagher
base.
stuff is crazy.
Gallagher, listen. Who was he playing against? One of the weakest physical team, right? These guys were so weak. Like
it's itching because I know that team. I know the Copa America. I know how physical they are. But in the middle of the season,
Yeah, Clash of calling
I just want to smack this.
That was mad.
they are like very fast players. I mean, according to their South American heritage, but North American heritage or South, I don't know how, Club America, Mexico, right? But
Mexico's not South America, guys.
East America.
North America, right?
But,
No, it's East America.
I don't know. Like I'm looking for now Charlotte. I mean, Charlotte plays. What country is this? Charlotte club from?
We're on a U.S. floor. What country do you think it is, man?
Right.
Don't you ever say
Christoph, if you never heard of it, that's not important.
You frauds do not ever say that Americans don't know where other countries are.
This guy saw us on a U.S. tour and asked where Charlotte is.
Where is Charlotte?
It sounds like a girl. A woman where Charlotte.
You're not a real human being, bro.
Christoph, you know we're on a U.S. tour, right? Do you think that was over after the last game?
Yeah.
Hey, Klasov knows what he's doing, man. He's dissing the place, acting like he doesn't know where it is.
Ashraf, I have some groundbreaking news for you potentially. Florida is also in the U.S., brother. We're playing Arsenal there, all right?
I mean, I know I'm not much into United States of America. I would love to go there, but I think they've got 52, 53 states, and I'm always confused about what is city, what is state. I don't know much about Charlotte. It sounds like a woman or something like that.
It is a woman.
It's a little bit of both, man.
We need 5-6 players. I mean, like we do need 5-6 players to compete. I mean, people need to understand to compete. You need to understand two ecosystem. Both the goals came like it normally comes. Mason Mount, in attack, scoring from outside the D, and then Werner coming inside. It's just the same. What about other people contributing? Why can't they contribute? Why are they not open-minded? Like, why are they just thinking about how to dribble? I mean, Pulisic has so much talent. Why is he not open-minded?
Big up, Craig.
Maybe because he doesn't have as much talent as we think he does. Like,
could be.
Ashraf, you were making the point about how Hazard always kind of had the self-awareness and the ability to make decisions on the fly that were correct 98% of the time in terms of incorporating others into the game. Like, he clearly was the best, but he could still get others involved. And
exactly.
Pulisic has tunnel vision. Guys, perhaps Pulisic has that tunnel vision and is a poor decision maker because he's a relatively young player and isn't on the same talent plane that Eden Hazard was at his age. Like maybe
True.
he's just not near that level. Like, which it shouldn't be groundbreaking to anyone. That should come across as a shock to none of you listening. And big up to everybody listening. Leave a like, by the way.
Yeah, like and subscribe, by the way.
Like the fucking stream, guys.
Still not 300 likes, guys. Come on, everyone here who hasn't pressed the like button, just press it right now. Just press it.
But
now.
no, like this, guys.
A few minutes for you,
like, we need to stop expecting Pulisic to start acting like Eden Hazard. It's never gonna happen. He's just one of those players with tunnel vision. You got to take the good with the bad. I wish he'd get his head up. I wish he'd incorporate others at times. I like how he seems like a talented dribbler, but he's no Eden Michael Hazard. He just isn't, man.
He's quicker than Eden Hazard when it comes to dribbling. Like, he's quicker, right? But Hazard had his face up. He knew what to do with his dribble. He was not so focused with his dribbling. But this guy has speed. He has speed. He's slimmer. He's quicker. I don't know, like
that doesn't mean
maybe it will come with age, probably.
I don't think it. I see. That's the thing. I don't think it will, man. I just don't think he's at that level, and I don't blame him for not being as good as Eden Hazard. I don't blame him. It happens. Like, if everyone was Hazard, then Hazard wouldn't be special.
Yeah. The goal that came, normal. The second goal, like the first goal, I explained, it should have been Michi who should have done it.
Hold on. I just heard, I hear you talking about Hazard and stuff and Pulisic. Pulisic is the problem. He has the potential to be close to Hazard. Of course, he's not going to be close, but my thing is Hazard had that masterpiece about knowing how to position his body. Hazard is such a low gravity dribbler. Just if you don't know what I'm talking about, just watch his.
I know what you're saying. Yes.
Pulisic dribbles on his toes. He's
very stiff when he dribbles.
Yes. He's not how you say it. He's not lowering his center of gravity, and so he's easy to be pushed away from the ball. Hazard, when he goes lower, and he knows how to protect himself, how to cover the ball with his body. Pulisic doesn't. When Pulisic goes, he goes like this. Like, for example, if some defender behind him and the ball gets to him, watch Pulisic raises his body to control the ball. Hazard always lowered the body to control the ball. It's a simple thing that needs to be people need to understand. And Hazard knew how to get himself not get injured in those kind of situations. Pulisic doesn't. That's all I can say about you.
We have signed so many great talents, like attacking talents, Ziyech, Pulisic, Werner, Havertz, everybody, Mason Mount coming from academy. Sometimes I do kind of like feel like Tuchel is not treating our attackers fairly. He's pushing them for numbers rather than giving them proper training, or maybe he is giving proper training, but these guys, because of their situation, because there are too many attackers, these guys are worried about them not hitting the stats and being out of the team. I mean, and even our fans' expectation, you go on listen, I've stopped going in space. These guys are always talking about stats, numbers, and it does put a pressure on attackers. And when you only have 3 players in attack, and you're expecting them to hit the stats, and they're not even playing regular football, I don't know, bro. Like, what are we gonna do?
Who isn't playing regular football though in our attack?
I mean, they are insecure. Like, other than Mount, nobody plays regular football.
Yeah, so we're talking like Werner, Havertz, Ziyech, kinda.
Yeah, Ziyech, Cho.
Well, so there's like context with that situation. Like, we did
Lukaku, Tammy, before that.
£97.5 million striker last year. Like, we all know what happened. A good portion of the season was spent trying to accommodate him. Whether or not we feel like we wasted time or we didn't, that's a thing that happened.
We did.
Right? And like, well, we could say we didn't or we did, but like it happened. Like we had to try and fit him in, right? Cho was injured for large portions of the season, right? Ziyech got unfairly phased out. I hear it. Havertz, for the most part, when Havertz was fit, Havertz was playing, man. I don't know. Like, I don't think this lack of consistency excuse washes with me as much as it might for others. Because you have no right to really demand a long run of games playing for Chelsea when you're consistently underperforming to the point where you're costing us points. That's not realistic. And these guys
I think all of our attackers though last season went through a patch where they could have said, I should be starting now.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, all of them kind of got phased out at one point, like for strange reasons. I agree with that. But like, across their tenures at our club, I don't think they can have too many real complaints, man. Like,
yeah,
we can say, oh, we should accommodate it. We should switch the system to get the best out of our attacking players. We could do that in theory. We could add an extra attacker, and we could become more fluid going forward. We could also become less stable at the back, and we might net worse results as a result of that, right? There's no guarantee our results improve if we just go to a different system. Like, there's the chance we could get worse, you know? So it's like a calculated risk. But, like, a lot of the defense of our players revolves around their inability to achieve consistency for whatever reason, right? Like, I don't hold it against them too much because I don't think a lot of these players are just that good. We think they're a lot better than they're actually capable of being.
Yeah,
right I think a lot of them will be. I think a lot of them will be good players in 3-4 years. But for how immediate we want to hit the heights that we want to hit, I just think it's going to take players like Havertz, players like a Pulisic, players like Godoy. They just need time to get themselves back on track and really like. They kind of need to be in like a smaller pond. It feels like to me.
It depends.
Pick up flawless in the cut every
want,
time. My guy.
I
hope you had a good concert yesterday too, bro.
I don't think Chelsea right now will be at the position where
last few points as well. We're gonna wrap.
We're gonna be challenging for the league. So I think you could give these guys an extra 1 or 2 seasons personally.
Oh, I kind of agree with you.
I'm not too sure about 2.
I don't think we're contending for the league this year either. I think we're all in agreement with that. You know, like
I'd say for the next 2 or 3.
No, because let's be real. Whoever's still here in our attack has had more than 1 season to show themselves. So if after 2 or even 3 seasons we're still asking questions, we need to actually prepare for other options and let them try and break out over those options. We can't keep waiting if they're inconsistent.
We might as well get comfortable and really take stock of what we have this year. We might as well. If these players are actually trash, move the ones on that are not good enough. If they actually are, then we can begin to build around them.
Mm-hmm. Bro, I want to win the league, bro. Like, I want to be optimistic rather than realistic. I really want to win the league.
I would love to win the league. I would also love to fly. None of those things are happening this year, man.
Facts.
It is what it is. I don't know what to tell you, Class Ref. Winning the league would be, if you gave me a choice between winning the league and not winning the league, obviously I'm taking us fucking winning it. Of course.
At least be close to City. I mean, if you watch last season, City didn't deserve to win the league because a lot of like referees' decision went on their favor. For example, against Arsenal, you know, probably both games. Points. And then Spurs, right? Spurs won the last game, but remember, before Harry Kane scored that goal in the last minute, the referee was just fucking up with Spurs. And Liverpool, remember, Liverpool had so many decisions in their favor to have those points.
Hey, this guy's a Liverpool defense, man. We don't care. I'll be real.
Liverpool had so many. Chelsea never has favors with referees, I think. The referee plays a lot of. Listen, they do play a lot of big things. You know, last year I think ref did a lot of fucked up things in the Premier League. I mean, look, 10 points.
You could make the referee's point every season at some point for somebody.
I never said this. Never said this. Ugh, Bakayoko, you must be mad.
Hey, he's going to Lyon, I think, or something like that.
Good. Or just let him DM Gattuso again.
Bakayoko or Declan Rice?
Thank you for coming onto the stream. Bakayoko.
Are you asking if we had to have one in the team?
No, we probably want
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
want to spend 100 mil on somebody who probably wouldn't start for us.
Exactly.
I don't think that's.
I still have Rice over Bakayoko.
I would rather have. I'll put it this way. I'd rather have Bakayoko get in the Loftus-Cheek minutes and spend that money elsewhere to actually improve our team than to go out of our way to spend that much money on a DM when we might not be shifting any of our midfielders anyways.
You know what? I just realized I don't like either answer to this question.
That being said, I would be very depressed if Bakayoko came back and somehow was playing for us. If that saves us,
he even got a squad number. If he even got a squad number.
But Lewis,
Bakayoko's not that bad. Come on.
If that saves us 100 M's, that we could get a center back, a backup wing back, and go a long way to getting another attacker if we want one, or get I don't know.
We're not getting Declan Rice.
Andrew, I'm sorry, man. I'm literally about to wrap up the stream. I'm really sorry. I forgot to send you the link. I'll send you the link to the next one. Just literally DM me whatever.
Lewis, I'm a member, by the way.
Huh? Are you a member?
Yeah. I got gifted it.
Oh, jeez. That would have been, who was it? Oh, I forgot the name.
Yeah, some guy gifted it to me.
The captains of the under 11s.
Whoever said it, if it's in the comment section again, big up. But yeah, guys, we are going to wrap up the stream anyway. It has been a nice one, but we'll be back same time, same place. Hopefully there's some transfer news. But yeah, until then, we are out. Big up everyone that's locked in. Like and subscribe. And as always, up the Chels.